Alright you guys, so as you can see behind me, the V12 is back in the Miata, which is super cool. We've made really good progress today. I've pretty much just spent the whole day getting the engine centered, taking a couple of measurements, mocking up the new engine mounts that we got. I'll show you that in a minute. They're super cool. So the engine's only going to be in here for a short while, just until I have everything together and finalized with measurements. So the engine isn't permanently in here right now. So now we can see what sort of space we've created by adding these new chassis legs. So this is where we're at right now with these tube chassis legs. And if you can imagine, this is what the space used to look like before we changed them. So you can kind of see between this and this. I don't know if that's a good representation, but just imagine between the tape and the engine was what we used to have. Now we've got all this extra space. Okay guys, and the new engine mount I was telling you about, this is just one of the two. This is what they call a fail-safe type of mount. Obviously it's not dedicated to engines only, but this is designed in such a way that if the rubber does happen to break off, the base and the hat would never separate. Guys, for everyone doing these sort of engine swaps, you're going to want to look at getting a mount like this. This mount is rated at around 300 kilograms, so in total both mounts together is supposed to hold around 600 kgs, and with this entire engine setup you're looking at around 300 kgs just for the engine. So I thought I'd overcompensate by getting these mountings. So before I go ahead and actually finalize these mountings, I want to go ahead and measure the back of the engine to make sure it is square within the engine bay. So when I do this left side mounting, I can pretty much just copy it and do it to the right side, so I know that this motor will fit in straight. Okay guys, so after taking these measurements, I found that the motor is exactly where it needs to be. It's perfectly centered. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take all the measurements for the mounts themselves, cut them, take them in place, take everything out, and then the engine will be ready to go back in for its last fitment test. And then the engine can come out again, and then we can start with paint preparation for the engine bay. This place is in such a mess. I really need to clean it up. Luckily we got editing tricks.